In SML, it's very common that we see characters hook up or show romantic interest with each other. However, there are some characters that have an absurd amount of bodies, if you know what I mean. And today, we're going over characters with the least bodies to the most bodies. Starting off with Black Yoshi. In SML, Black Yoshi has only ever been known to have one actual relationship with a female, which most likely makes Black Yoshi only have one body. The girl in question is Delilah, which we see featured in the Summer School series all the way back in 2014, and she was a pink Yoshi plush who served as Black Yoshi's girlfriend.
It's your boy Black Yoshi. I play Call of Duty. I get them kill streaks though. I'm here with my baby girl Delilah. I pull holes in the back of the classroom, the cool club back here, folks.
Now thankfully, throughout SML's lifespan, Black Yoshi has stayed mostly clean and of course loyal. And this brings Black Yoshi to a total of only one body, and hopefully it stays low forever. However, another person in SML who stayed relatively clean when it comes to bodies is Joseph. Now, ever since Joseph got introduced in SML, he has only had one body in total, starting off with the first one, which was only for one video, and that girl in question was Sprinkle. We would see this relationship happen in SML movie Cody's New Family, where we saw Tyrone and Judith get divorced due to Tyrone falling in love with another woman named Bokisha, which we will go over more later in the video. And Bokisha also happened to have a daughter named Sprinkle, which would become Cody's stepsister as Tyrone was getting married to Bokisha. After all of this, Cody would decide to go over to Junior's house. However, Sprinkle would tag along, and that's where she would meet Joseph. And let's just say that Joseph fell in love instantly.
Dude, who is that?
Hey Joseph, is that a rock between your legs, or you just happen to see my stepsister?
Dude, I found my rock!
Now, after this, Joseph would ask Sprinkle out, and she would actually become Joseph's girlfriend due to the fact that Joseph lied about having money.
You trying to be my boyfriend? Yeah. Do you got a lot of money? Yep, a whole lot of money. No, you don't, Joseph. Well, yeah, you can be my boyfriend.
However, this relationship was short-lived as we only saw it for one video, and it's unknown if they ever hung out again. But this was more of a one-way relationship on Joseph's end. He's also kind of banged some imaginary paper people in SML movie Joseph's Imaginary Friend, but they're not real, so we're not gonna count them, putting Joseph at only one body. But obviously, at the end of the day, Joseph is still a kid in the SML universe, so he really isn't expected to have a lot of bodies. However, one person that will come to a surprise to all of you is Tyrone, as he only has 3 bodies that we know of, which is just insane due to the fact that both him and Judy are psycho cheaters. Now, let's start off with Tyrone's first body, which obviously is Judith, which is typically Tyrone's main girl and actual wife. As we all know, Tyrone and Judy have a really wacky relationship throughout SML's lifespan, as they both have divorced each other dozens of times and cheat on each other every once in a while. However, to this day, Tyrone and Judy are together and sort of love each other, which makes the first of the 3 bodies for Tyrone. However, that isn't it. Tyrone is also hooked up with Bokisha, like I mentioned earlier, and we saw this in SML movie Cody's New Family, where Judy would catch Tyrone in bed doing things with Bokisha while she was handcuffed, and this would cause Judy to divorce Tyrone in an instant, and Tyrone would decide to marry Bokisha in this video and start up a new family.
I know there's someone underneath these covers.
Baby, would I lie to you?
Tyrone.
Yeah, I would.
Tyrone, who is this?
Baby, that's just Bokisha.
Now, this is another one of Tyrone's bodies that we've seen in SML. However, Tyrone has one more body that we never directly saw in SML, but was known to have a romantic relationship with Tyrone. Now, this girl's name is unknown, but in SML movie Cody's Parent Problem, we would see Tyrone getting freaky texts from a person named Pizza Hut in his contacts. And obviously, we all know that this was not Pizza Hut, and the girl would start off by texting Tyrone saying I miss you, which is already weird, but the weird scale increases even more after she texts Tyrone saying I can't wait to bang you tonight. Then after says I hope your wife doesn't find out. Hopefully everything seals the deal when she texts I might be pregnant, and this causes Judy to have yet another divorce with Tyrone.
Tyrone, are you cheating on me?
No, look, baby, would I cheat on you more than twice?
Tyrone, I am tired of you. I want a divorce.
Oh, no, baby, come back. Please. God.
Now, these were all of Tyrone's bodies. However, he definitely has more, as he is clearly a serial cheater. But from what we know, Tyrone has a total of 3 bodies in SML. But now, let's move on to Jeffy. Now, all of Jeffy's bodies were in one-time relationships for videos, which brings us to his first body, which is Brittany. We would see Brittany in SML movie The Love Potion, and in this video, we see Brittany as the new hot girl at YU Dumb Elementary School, and of course, everyone wanted to be with her. And at this time, Cody happens to have a love potion that causes Brittany to fall in love with the first person she sees after being injected. And of course, Jeffy happens to be the first person, and she falls in love instantly.
Stupid mosquito.
Go back to your seat. Okay. You have boobies.
Later in the video, we would see Brittany and Jeffy agree to make out. However, at the end, she turns into a dragon due to the side effects of the love potion. Now, this body was a short-lived one, and also Jeffy's oldest body on SML. However, this next body was Jeffy's fart F-word 4. In SML movie Jeffy's Mail Order Bride, we see Jeffy and Marvin receive a random package at the door. However, this wasn't any ordinary package, as it would happen to be a mail order bride, which is basically a female that gets shipped around the world so that she can marry anyone. Yeah, that's really weird.
I am your mail order bride.
What, mail order bride? What's that?
Oh, yeah, I heard about this. It's like a website where you can go and buy a wife.
You can buy a wife?
Yeah, it's mostly for ugly people.
However, at the end of the video, it's revealed that the mail order bride was actually a package for Goodman, as he has a subscription for mail order brides, which clearly is a Goodman thing to do. Now, that was Jeffy's second body. However, his third body is insanely ugly, and this body was the hideous hooker girl that everyone tapped in SML movie Jeffy's 21st birthday. In the video, the lady states that everyone did it with her all night long, which goes to show why a person shouldn't get too drunk.
Yeah, well, I hooked up with that thing.
Yo-ho!
We all hooked up with that thing.
Now, that girl is by far the worst body for any SML character, and this isn't even the only time she'll be in this video. However, moving on to Jeffy's fourth body, which is more of a technicality, but the body is the gamer girl in SML movie Jeffy's Gamer Girl Problem. Now, in the video, we would see a money-hungry gamer girl sell bathwater, stepping on pizza, and dirty socks, which is clearly disgusting. But of course, Jeffy and all his friends bought it all, and clearly enjoyed it.
Hey, wait a minute!
Oh, dirty feet.
Jeffy, what are you doing?
Now, of course, while the girl wasn't actually present, Jeffy literally had her panties in his face, so it basically counts. However, Jeffy must have a thing with disgusting people, as Jeffy's fifth and final body is Muriel. Now, if you don't already know who Muriel is, she's the lunch lady from SML movie The Lunch Lady, along with also being Bully's mom. Now, in her first appearance, for some reason, she sparked an interest with Jeffy, and weirdly enough, Jeffy liked her back.
Well, hello there.
Oh, hey there, handsome. What can I do for you?
I want some of that.
Really? You want some of my meat slop surprise?
Yeah, it looks yummy.
You know what? For use, I'm gonna give you 2 scoops.
Okay.
Now, throughout the rest of the video, Muriel and Jeffy would have a really weird and perverted relationship together, and she even went as far as to going to Jeffy's house, which made everything way more weird. However, with Muriel being another one of Jeffy's bodies, this puts Jeffy at a grand total of 5 bodies. But there's no better time than right now to talk about Jeffy's dad, aka Marvin, as he has 5 bodies in total just like Jeffy, starting with his own wife and his main body, which of course is Rose. Now, Rose and Marvin met back in 2015 and got married in 2018, and to this day, they have been happy or maybe not so happy together, even though in recent times she has become insanely annoying. But Marvin wasn't always single before Rose, as Marvin was with Peach before Rose came in the picture, and this made a lot of sense. Back in the day, as Logan based the SML story way more off the actual Nintendo storyline, so Mario and Peach dating made a lot of sense, and we even get to see Mario save her various times in Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures, along with Mario and Bowser's Stupid and Crazy Adventures. However, around 2014 to 2015, Peach wasn't really liking Mario anymore, and Mario even realized that himself.
You know what? Screw her. I'm not gonna save her. Every time I save her, she just ends up leaving me again and laughing about my hair.
And after Mario and Bowser's crazy adventures, Peach didn't really like Mario anymore. And there was a short time where she tried to get back into Mario's life when he met Rosalina, most likely out of pure jealousy. But overall, Peach is Mario's second body and the oldest body. And of course, Marvin was there in Jeffy's 21st birthday, so he obviously tapped that ugly hooker creature thing, which is another body to add to the list. Now, moving on to Marvin's fourth body, which is actually Chicken Nugget. Now, you may be confused on who this is, and it honestly makes sense due to the weird name, but this chick was actually Marvin's temporary girlfriend in SML movie Rich Marvin, and Rose left Marvin after he started changing once he got rich. Therefore, Marvin went out and hired a hooker that he paid to be his partner, and Jeffy would name her Chicken Nugget for some reason.
Yeah.
What's her name, Daddy?
Well, her name's whatever I want it to be, hit.
Yeah.
Well, can I call her Chicken Nugget?
Okay.
But Chicken Nugget, why would you call her Chicken Nugget?
I don't want to.
All right, Chicken Nugget, what do you want?
Throw money on me.
Jeffy, you heard her. Throw 10 grand on her.
Send it.
Yeah, this body was a super random one, which leaves Marvin at a total body count of 4. But now, the body count of these characters is really gonna start moving up, because now we're gonna talk about Judy. Now, unlike Tyrone, Judy has way more bodies, and honestly, might be the real cheater in the couple. However, let's start off with her only valid body, which is her own husband Tyrone. Now, there really isn't much explaining to do for this one, as they've been together since 2003, and never truly divorced for good, surprisingly. But now, let's dive into the more interesting bodies, starting with Cody's biological father, who is named Gary. In SML movie Cody's Real Dad, it's revealed that Tyrone isn't actually Cody's real dad, which honestly, anyone probably knew from the beginning, but it turns out that Judy actually cracked Gary and had Cody, hence why Gary and Cody look alike. And essentially, Judy misled Tyrone all along.
See, you wear the same glasses, he got my nose, and we got the same skin color, woman!
Cody, this man Gary is your real daddy.
What? I'm a father? Well, I didn't know I had it in me.
Now, at the end of the video, Tyrone pays Brooklyn Guy $100 to lie to Cody and say that everything was a dream. However, in reality, it was the truth, which meant that Gary was another body for Judy. But a more wild body that Judy has is Braxton, and we would see this in SML movie Cody's Parent Problem, where we see Judy show up at the SML house after she claims she's divorcing Tyrone. And in the house, she ends up meeting Braxton, and right there and then, they fall in love, and even think of getting married.
No, Codykins, I'm a single mother now. I can do whatever I want, and I want to be with Bowser.
Yup, we already talked about it, and we're getting married.
Getting married? Dad, you can't marry this cow.
Hey, Junior, watch your mouth, okay? Just go to your room.
However, at the end, Junior and Cody end up framing Judy to make Braxton think that she was cheating on him with Chef Peepee. But while this was a setup in Cody's Parent Problem, believe it or not, Chef Peepee was actually one of Judy's bodies in SML movie Stuck. However, it wasn't really consensual. In the video, Junior and his friends end up getting stuck in the couch, and as a result, he got reported as missing. And once Judy arrives in the house to look for Cody, she happens to find Chef Peepee, and let's just say that she forces him to crack.
What the hell? What are you doing?
Is Chef Peepee f***ing my mom?
Dude, I think so.
Hey, Cody, your mom's getting porked because she's a pig.
Shut up, Junior!
Now, after this, you'd think that Judy is done, right? Well, she certainly isn't. As a few minutes after she's finished with Chef Peepee, she ends up running into Brooklyn Guy, and they end up doing it.
I like your mustache. Oh, you do? Yeah.
Come on, guys, be serious. There's people missing, damn it.
Hey, guys, I think the cops are here.
Really, dude?
Wait, is my mom f***ing the cop too?
Now, at this point, Judy is one wild woman, but the insane part is that her next body is actually Junior. In SML movie Bowser Jr.'s Girlfriend, we see the continuation of Tyrone and Bukisha's story, and all of this cheating causes Judy to want to become a kid again. So to make this happen, Cody makes a gun that turns anyone into a kid, and he ends up shooting it at Judy and making her a kid again.
I call it the Jailbait 3000. Anybody I shoot with this thing's gonna turn into a 12-year-old. Alright, Mom, prepare to get blasted.
Oh,
Cody, I'm young and hot again.
All of this causes Junior to eventually fall in love with young Judy.
What? I've never heard him say that.
Yeah, Cody, why would you say that about your own mom? She's not fat, she's gorgeous.
What? Oh, F you guys.
Now, this body was by far the weirdest and sort of illegal. However, Judy's final body is a bit more normal, and that body is actually Judge Peepee. In SML movie Cody's Lawsuit, we see Cody getting dragged along by the school bus since he got stuck in one of the doors. Therefore, Cody decided to sue the school. However, during the court case, it seemed like Judge Peepee was siding with the defendant, stupidly enough. So to solve this, Judy decided that it was best to go to Judge Peepee and start making out with him in order to win the case.
Ooh, that judge is really hot. Can I go home with you?
Motion granted.
Yes, Daddy.
Cody wins.
Clearly, Judy's actually the true cheater in the relationship, as after this body, it puts her at 7 bodies in total, which is an insane number, but another character in SML that's had the same body count as Judy is Braxton. However, Braxton is a bit different, as he has bodies with girls and guys, starting off with his canonically confirmed ex-wife, which is Sheila Parkins. In SML movie The Koopa Kids, Sheila would show up to Braxton's house with his 6 children, which were the Koopalings, and she wanted Bowser to take care of them since she couldn't anymore. However, Bowser didn't want to go through with that the whole video, and eventually Sheila would leave. However, she would take Bowser's car with her.
Where is she? Where is she?
Oh, that's her driving off, Dad.
Damn, she stole my car keys too.
Now, clearly, this ex was insanely ghetto. However, this wasn't actually Junior's mom. As in SML movie Bowser Jr.'s mom, Bowser's second body is revealed, and this body turned out to be an actual turtle named Shelby, which is apparently Junior's biological mother.
And she finally came to see you.
Wait, she did?
Yeah, this is your mom, Shelby.
What? Shelby, that's my mom?
Yeah, she's beautiful, and I hit that from behind.
Well, those are all of Braxton's exes, so now let's move on to the one-time bodies, starting off with Judy, of course, where we would see Braxton date her and almost marry her in SML movie Cody's Parent Problem like we went over earlier. Next up, we have a more recent body, which is Mary. We would see this interaction between both of them happen in SML movie Junior's Stepmom, and in the video, Junior sees a commercial on TV promoting a supposed call center where a bunch of hot women are waiting for someone to call, and of course, Junior would call her. However, Braxton saw that there was a $20 charge per phone call, and this causes Braxton to get on the phone with Mary. And after a little bit, Braxton breaks the news to Junior that he was going to marry Mary. Yeah, you see what I did there? Subscribe.
Hey, Junior, I just wanted to let you know your dad's getting married.
Married to who?
To Mary. Mary. Shut the fuck up, Junior! You just gotta ruin everything, Jesus!
Now, this relationship ended on a cliffhanger, and we never got to know what happened with them next, but it obviously still counts as a body. However, Braxton's next body is one that he briefly mentioned one time, and we've never actually seen before. This girl goes by the name of Sharon, and we would see him bring her up in the Bowser Juice Extreme commercial in SML movie Super Bowl commercials. In the commercial, Braxton would say that Sharon left him for a big black guy, and that Sharon was apparently another one of Bowser's ex-wives.
And everybody loves bigger and better things. Isn't that right, Sharon? Yeah, Sharon, my ex-wife who left me for a black guy. Bigger and better.
But now we're done with the female bodies that Braxton's had. So let's move on to the male bodies. Starting off with Chef Peepee. Now Braxton has slept and done things with Chef Peepee on multiple occasions. In the past, he's pretty much made it clear that he has a romantic interest in Chef Peepee. One of the times we would see this is in SML movie Superpowers, where Cody turns into Chef Peepee and proceeds to go into Bowser's room to try to do things with him. And to everyone's surprise, Bowser agreed to do things with Chef Peepee.
I just thought maybe I could hop in bed with you.
Hop in bed with me?
Yeah.
On any other day, I would say no, but those glasses look banging on you, so you could pop a squat.
Okay.
Now, while that wasn't actually Chef Peepee, Braxton still lives under the impression that it was Chef Peepee, so it basically still counts. But believe it or not, Braxton has also done it with Cody on multiple occasions too, and we got to see this super recently in Cody's kissing bear. In this video, Cody dresses up as a teddy bear and pretends to be a robotic bear that rates your kisses. However, nobody used it for kissing. kissing, and instead just cracked it. And Braxton ended up being one of them. And let's just say he scared Cody for life.
Junior, where's that kissing bear that Chef Peepee was talking about?
It's in here.
Oh, shit. Guys, it's me. It's Cody. It's Cody. I'm not a bear. I need you to save me.
Come
Save
here.
me.
Cody?
What's wrong?
Ooh. Hey, guys.
While Braxton indeed has a weird roster of bodies, with all of this, it puts Braxton at a total of 7. However, now let's talk about one of the biggest bops in SML, which is Rose. Now, Rose has had a whopping 11 bodies, which honestly isn't surprising. And at this point, everyone knows that Rose has had a lot of exes. But let's start off with her current husband, and hopefully her last body, which is Marvin. And this one's pretty obvious. But now let's talk about the first relationship that Rose revealed in SML, which was D-Money. We would see him first appear in SML movie Rosalina's ex-boyfriend, and it turned out that D-Money was actually a famous boxer, and also didn't treat Rose the best way, as he broke up with her due to him making $100 million during a fight and being able to get more hoes.
I broke up with her because I started making $100 million a night, $100 million a fight. And with a lot of money, I got a lot of
However, in the end, D-Money realizes Mario's true intention for Rose and ends up leaving, letting them stay a couple. So overall, this ex was probably one of the most wholesome exes. But that wouldn't be the only boxer body that Rose has had, as Candy Randy was another one of Rose's that happened to be a boxer. In SML movie Brooklyn Guy's Big Fight, we find out that Brooklyn Guy got bullied by a guy named Candy Randy, and eventually Rose would admit that she actually dated him at one point in her life.
Yeah, Randy does have anger issues.
How many times did you see this Randy guy?
Well, we dated like 10 years ago.
You dated a candy salesman at a gas station?
He was nice! He gave me candy!
Oh my god!
Now, these 3 bodies that Rose has had have been somewhat normal. However, things get weird with her next body, which is Crush. We first see Crush in SML movie Junior and Jeffy's hotel, and in the video, we see Junior straight up set up an entire hotel in their house while they're home alone, and a guy who was clearly geeked up named Crush pulls up to their house and asks for a paid room. However, later in the video, once the adults come to the realization that Junior and Jeffy started a hotel, Rose happens to notice that Crush was there and reveals that he was another one of her exes that she met at a festival, and they shared a tent together. And what's even weirder is that her nickname to Crush was Zero Gag Reflex Chick, which is just insane.
Hello.
Crush?
Oh, Zero Gag Reflex Chick, what's up?
Stop.
That's a hell of a nickname.
What, you know him?
Yeah, we met at a festival once. We shared a tent.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that makes sense now.
Well, get the hell out of my house!
However, we aren't done with weird bodies, as believe it or not, Rose has had a small history with Shrek, out of all people. In SML movie Shrek's Coma, we see Shrek having really unhealthy eating habits. All of this eventually led him to go into a coma, and Brooklyn Guy reveals that he needs a brain transplant in order to survive, which Shrek would end up getting. However, this would put him in a new body that Rose was strangely addicted to, and would even end up going on a date with Shrek.
Hi, Mario.
Hey, I'm so glad you're here. I was just about to call you so you could come
Mario,
over.
I can't talk right now. I have a date.
A date? With who?
With Shrek.
What? Shrek?
Oh, hey, sexy lady.
Hi.
Now, Rose doing all this while being married to Marvin is clearly ridiculous. But now, let's carry on with the rest of her bodies, bringing us to Brad. We would first see Brad in SML movie Jeffy Almost Drowns. In this video, we would find out that Brad is a surfer dude who likes to surf, and he ended up saving Jeffy from drowning. And upon taking him back to Marvin and Rose, she would instantly recognize Brad.
Wait, Brad?
Rose? I haven't seen you in forever.
What, you know each other?
Yeah, he's one of my exes, Marvin.
You didn't tell me about Brad.
He was not important enough to come up.
After this, Rose proceeds to invite Brad over to dinner, and this video was essentially another one where Rose flirts with her ex in a secretive way and Marvin gets jealous. But we aren't done with the cool looking Chad boyfriends, as Dak is another one of Rose's bodies that represents that, and we see him in SML movie The Super Bowl Problem. In this video, we see Tom Brady randomly show up. However, during all of this, Chef Peepee was mad at Junior and ends up throwing a pan at him, but it ends up hitting Tom Brady instead of Junior, knocking him out cold. Now, this was really bad as he was supposed to play in the Super Bowl, so this would cause Rose to propose the idea of getting one of her exes to try and help, which was Dak.
So what's his name?
Mario, this is my ex-boyfriend, Big Dak.
It's short for Big Daxter, but you could just call me Dak.
Okay, hi, Dick.
However, let's talk about the D boyfriends now, which might sound super weird, but believe it or not, Rose has had 3 ex-boyfriends that have the name D in them, starting off with Super D, which we would first see in SML movie Jeffy's 16th birthday.
Baby, I thought we were hiring Spider-Man.
No, silly. This is one of my ex-boyfriends, Super D.
What's up, little man?
Ex-boyfriend? It was Super D. You never told me about him.
Now, Super D was this egotistical superhero who always tries to one-up Marvin at all of his appearances, and people don't really like him due to this. I hate this dude. Rosalina will never like him. Super D is easily one of the worst SML characters of all time, alongside the Lone Dolphin. Now, let's move on to the next superhero D body, which is Super Big D, and we would first see him be introduced in SML movie Jeffy's Crayons.
Are you okay?
Yes, he saved me.
Wait, who's this guy?
Mario, this is my ex-boyfriend, Super Big D.
Nice to meet you, little man.
Super Big D.
Yeah, I started dating him after Super D.
Yeah, by this point, we're clearly getting annoyed that Rose has dated this many people. But there is just one more DX that we have to go over, and that is super huge, long-lasting, big girthy D. And we first saw him appear in SML movie The Avengers of D.
Hey, Rose.
Super huge, long-lasting, big girthy D. What are you doing here?
Who is that?
That's Sam. He's one of my ex-boyfriends after Super D and Super Big D left me.
Now, all of these were the Ds. However, Rose has one more body to go over, and it's probably the weirdest one besides Shrek. And it's actually a freaking chicken. Yes, you heard me right. Rose's final body is actually Tyrese the chicken, and we would see this interaction in SML movie Jeffy's Easter eggs, where we see Jeffy wanting eggs, and eventually they find Tyrese the chicken. However, the only way Tyrese will give them eggs is if Rose goes on a date with him, and of course, Rose agreed.
I want to go on a date with her.
With her? Listen, she didn't go on a date with Chef Peepee, so there's no way she's gonna go on a date.
I'll do it.
He's a chicken.
Yeah, but he's so cute and he's cocky too.
Honestly, I don't know how Marvin hasn't already divorced Rose, as in total this puts Rose at 11 bodies, which is just unreal. But of course, we can't have a body count video without including Brookie himself, which brings us to Brooklyn Guy and his staggering 12 bodies, starting off with Brooklyn Guy's current partner, which is Karen. Now, Karen is one of the most hated female characters in all of SML due to how annoying she is in videos, and quite frankly, Brooklyn Guy heavily dislikes her too, but he is still yet to divorce her. However, one body that Brooklyn Guy did divorce is Deborah. Now, Brooklyn Guy has brought up Deborah for many years by now, and has always mentioned how she is really fat and could eat an entire buffet by herself. And in more recent times, we would find out that this is indeed true.
Okay.
Oh shit! Oh shit! I don't know where to go! I don't know where to go! Susan, don't go near her! She's gonna eat you! It's okay! She'll bite your fucking hand off, okay? She doesn't see you! She only sees the food! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! The burgers! They didn't last! Get them out!
Now, Deborah is Penelope's biological mom. However, it's truly unknown if Penelope even likes Deborah, as they've never actually interacted in videos before. But overall, this is Brooklyn Guy's most down bad body by far. But next, we have a 3-in-1 sort of thing, and it's actually girls from Brooklyn Guy's high school chess club. In SML movie Junior's Valentine's Day gift, we see Brooklyn Guy start rambling like usual with a Nintendo animation. And in the animation, he states how in high school, he made out with at least 3 girls from the chess club.
I had made out with at least 3 of the girls from the chess club. Not a lot of people were going after those girls, so I volunteered.
However, we aren't done with the Nintendo animation girls, as in SML movie Jeffy's Magical Genie 2, we see Brooklyn Guy tell a story about how he bagged a super hot model girlfriend in his 20s, and they went on a date together.
See, I was in my late 20s, and I was on a date with this really hot girl. I mean, she was like a supermodel.
However, later in the date, she would get impaled by a tree and die due to Brooklyn Guy vibing a little too much to Can't Hold Us by Macklemore. But next up for Brooklyn Guy is Judy, who he would end up cracking in SML movie Stuck like we went over earlier.
I like your mustache. Oh, you do? Yeah.
Come on, guys, be serious! There's people missing, damn it!
Hey guys, I think the cops are here.
Really, dude?
Wait, is my mom f***ing the cop too?
Along with this, Brooklyn Guy has also cracked the ugly hooker that Jeffy and Marvin also cracked on Jeffy's 21st birthday. However, he mainly cracked her the most and let her do insane things to him, which is very disgusting.
Hey guys, let's everyone. Oh shit! I wish I was him. Hey, I wanna wish you a happy birthday.
But now let's move on to an older body that many of us usually forget about, and that is actually Sparkle. We would see her in Brooklyn Guy's relationship in 2 videos, which were SML movies, The Date, and The Movie Date. However, this relationship clearly didn't function well, as Brooklyn Guy had to pretend to be rich by borrowing Marvin's house and stealing Goodwin's Lamborghini.
Sparkle, I love you. I need you. I stole this Lamborghini so that you'll talk to me.
Now, let's move on to Brooklyn Guy's next body, which is the same girl puppet. However, she has blonde hair and goes by a different name entirely. And that girl in question is Stardust. We would see Stardust in SML movie Brooklyn Guy's Makeover. In the video, Brooklyn Guy would get a makeover fixing his bald spot and getting new legs. So this would cause Brooklyn Guy to not want to be with Karen anymore. And of course, go for a hoe. This would cause Brooklyn Guy to go to the strip club and end up finding a girl named Stardust. And she would agree to quote-unquote date him.
What's your name, miss?
My name's Stardust.
Nice to meet you, Stardust. And now I'm going to leave you for her.
Why, Boydie?
Because I'm hot and she's hot and that's the way the world works.
Now, this body was short-lived, as Brooklyn Guy would get his legs chopped off, since he got to bang Stardust before the other guy who was at the strip club. So Stardust probably left him. However, we get right back to the disgusting and down bad bodies, as Brooklyn Guy's final body is Muriel. And it's revealed that Brooklyn Guy banged her while he was drunk and thought that her mole was a nipple. And we found all of this out in SML movie The Lunch Lady.
Hey, Muriel.
Hey there, Brookie. I see you came crawling back to me.
What? No, look, it was college, it was dark, I was drunk, and I thought the mole on her face was a nipple. I swear, hand to God.
Yeah, well, it don't matter no ways, because I broke up with him.
But no, it was the other way around. I broke up with her.
But after this, Muriel would reveal that Brooklyn Guy was desperate for her back, and even had voicemails of Brooklyn Guy begging. And all of this puts Brookie at a total of 12 bodies, which is clearly a lot. However, we are now gonna move on to the SML character who has by far the highest body count in all of SML, and that is none other than my boy Chef Peepee, which I will save the final number till the end, but just know it's a lot. We start off with Chef Peepee's first body, which is a girl named Chica. In the SML wiki, it states that during high school, Chef Peepee dated a girl named Chica who quote-unquote had a nice butt. However, we never actually see Chica in any videos, as this was just a high school lover. However, Chef Peepee's next body was a one-time thing, but the girl went by bitch in the video, as it was just a hooker brought by Little T, and he didn't actually know her real name. And we would just see this interaction in SML movie Chef Peepee's girlfriend.
Hey, bitch, I need you to lend that to Chef Peepee for the night. Show me your toes. Oh, yeah, she just got them done. All right, be careful with her tits, though. She just got them new and improved. Have fun!
I can really show Junior that I have a girlfriend. Hey, let's go show you off.
However, Chef Peepee doesn't only show interest in girls, as he's also apparently dated men in the past. And this is revealed in SML movie Joseph's Grandparents, where Joseph tries to pull off scam calls to Chef Peepee. However, he thinks that Todd is calling him, which is just a one-night thing that Chef Peepee had.
Hello? Hello, Chef Peepee.
Todd! I told you to stop calling me. I broke up with you. It was a one-night thing, okay? A one-night thing. Look, please stop crying. It's not you, it's me. It's not that I didn't like it or anything. I'm just more into girls, you know? I'm trying to find myself, okay?
Look, you did look good in that cowboy hat, I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe I can come see you again. Maybe a spark will happen.
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'm coming to see you tonight at 10. It'll be like last time, old Pound Town and Brown Town. Okay? Okay. Bye, tight cheeks. Bye.
Now, this is clearly undeniable proof that Chef Peepee is bisexual, and we aren't done with the male bodies yet, as of course, Chef Peepee's next body is Braxton. Now, this body has been really weird, as a majority of the time, it's usually someone else in Chef Peepee's body, or Chef Peepee is turned gay by one of Cody's inventions. However, now that we know he's bisexual, it really can mean that Chef Peepee had other intentions with Braxton in the past. Now, Chef Peepee's next body is a really ugly girl named Charlene, who we would see in SML movie Chef Peepee's Kiss. Now, Charlene was this nasty country girl that Chef Peepee went to high school with, and Chef Peepee was down bad for a New Year's kiss, so he called Charlene over.
Hello?
Hi there, papers!
Damn, you startled me with those crooked ass teeth. Oh, how you been though, girl?
Good, how are you?
I've been good living my multi-million-dollar lifestyle, you feel me? Let me show you how the upper half live.
Now, let's kill two birds with one stone and talk about Chef Peepee's next body, which is Chloe, who we would also see in SML movie Chef Peepee's Kiss. Now, Chloe was this dancer girl who wrote her number in Chef Peepee's high school yearbook. However, it seems like she was transitioning when Chef Peepee called her, so she didn't end up coming.
All right, Chloe, you better pick up. I know you ain't busy.
Hello?
Hey, sir. I'm trying to speak to Chloe. Can you handle the phone, please?
This is Chloe.
Damn, girl, what happened to your voice? You sick or something? You just got out of bed?
I'm transitioning from a ballerina to a male ballerina.
Next is Lola, who was the maid in SML movie The Maid. Now, in this video, she would get fired, and at the end, confess her true love for Chef Peepee.
Wait, Chef Peepee.
What?
Before I go, I love you, but we can never be together because I'm fired.
What? Baby, come back, please, baby. Oh.
However, we would see them go on a date and crack in SML movie Chef Peepee's Date, but this relationship was short-lived. And trust me, we aren't done with females that do similar work activities as Chef Peepee, since Chef Peepee also tapped Muriel in SML movie The Lunch Lady. Seriously, what does everyone see in her?
Man, Florence, get over here. Wow, don't you ever leave me, baby.
But things get worse as Chef Peepee has also banged Suzanne, which is his own neighbor too.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I am the business owner, giving you nothing but straight spatula. Call me Peter Piper because I'm laying the pipe.
Hold on, let me feel that mustache.
No worries, baby.
Oh my god, it is you!
And the gay tendencies weren't over earlier, as Chef Peepee has also done stuff with Cody on multiple occasions, the most recent one being an SML movie, Cody's Kissing Bear.
I might need to get this.
Go to the bathroom and try.
Yeah, I need to get this free one out real quick.
Yeah, have fun, Chef Peepee.
Along with this, Chef Peepee is even more down bad in SML movie Chef Peepee's Old Lady, as we see him hit a random old lady from the store, and she is into it for some reason. Next, we have Catherine from SML movie Chef Peepee's Incident, as in this video, Chef Peepee wanted to hang out with this girl for the 4th of July, and ends up finding Catherine. However, Chef Peepee ends up losing his hands due to the fireworks before she comes over.
All right. Oh my God, she replied back. Oh, let me see what she said. Can I come and spend the 4th of July with you? Oh, yes, you can. Oh.
And now let's talk about the Jeffy's 21st birthday madness. In this video, we saw Chef Peepee crack two girls. The first one being a random good-looking hooker that Chef Peepee was mostly with. And the second one was, of course, the very ugly one that everyone stupidly cracked. And that wasn't the only time Chef Peepee was involved in some tag teaming action, as we saw him tag team Mary in SML movie Junior Stepmom alongside Braxton.
Oh, yeah, it's time for me to ruin this shit. Oh, get ready. Wait. Chef Peepee gets a turn and I don't? What the hell's going on here?
Now, we are almost done with Chef Peepee. However, his final body is by far the most down bad, which is actually a piece of food. And the food was a whole turkey. We saw this in SML movie The Turkey Problem. And in the video, Chef Peepee literally decides to get in bed and crack a turkey.
Don't be shy, baby. It's Peepee you talking to. I told you I'm a man of love, and I got plenty of loving to go around. You think you can just walk into my house looking all voluptuous and thick as hell, and I ain't gonna say nothing about it? You crazy as hell, girl. Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, those are all of Chef Peepee's bodies, and this puts him at a total of 16 bodies, being the most bodies an SML character has. However, there's an honorable mention in this video, and that is none other than Bubbles. As we all know, Bubble has been in prison for ages at this point, and he likes it up the butt by anyone and everyone. Some people who we know have done it with him are Cody and Pixie Goblin. However, Bubble most likely has hundreds of bodies from all his years in prison, but an actual number isn't confirmed, hence why he's an honorable mention. Well, if you enjoyed the video and want to see me yap about more SML related stuff, make sure to click the video on screen. I'm sure you'll love it.